What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? It's your boy Zay, aka Zay Time Takes, and boy, am I back. It's been a minute since y'all seen some face-to-face action with me, and I know it sort of seemed unusual, but get used to it because guess what? I'm now about to drop a podcast. Let's call this What's Cracking with Zay. Man, I'm excited to announce this. I'm excited to go ahead and be dropping this on a regularly basis. Hopefully, I'm trying to do this once a week. It's not a hope, I am. And you guys know I'm a big NBA content creator, man. Like I create content on all 30 teams. Not only that, for my Memphis fan base, I cover the Grizzlies, and like that's what I'm gonna expand on. I'm gonna be able to talk more and more in depth about what I think about what's going on in the association. So if you guys really do enjoy this, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that share button too. But I'm thoroughly excited. I haven't done a podcast within 2 years. I used to be a part of the Bluff City Media Network. I had a podcast. I was a part of a podcast there. I took some time off, and now I feel like it's now time and ready for me to get back out here. Like I want to express my love, my share, and my thoughts about the game. And so, like I said, it's gonna go again, like in two ways. I'm gonna just talk about the Grizzlies. My Memphis fans, don't worry. I'm gonna talk about the Grizzlies. That's one of my priorities here. If you really do enjoy my Grizzlies videos that I post on X and other social media platforms, that's not going away. I will have a segment each and every podcast that I talk about the Grizzlies. And then for my other fans and followers, you know that I drop shorts all the time about the other 30 teams, 29 teams in the association. That's not going anywhere anytime soon either. I'm going to go more in depth about how I feel about trades, different activities that's going around in the league, and other insights of how I feel about what's going on around in the association. And then, last but not least, I'm not going to go ahead and say it yet, but I will have a third segment in which it's something that I truly love personally that connects with basketball. If you guys can take a guess of it right now, go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section of what the third segment could possibly be. Um, and you guys should enjoy it because like it's something that connects all basketball players as well as, let's say, street fashion as well. It's not street fashion, but it intertwines. And I'm excited. I'm ecstatic for that because like literally it's a big part of my life. Like I thoroughly enjoy this. So I like I said, this is my first podcast. We call it What's Cracking with Zay. And I'm hoping for this to go really good, man, because like I said, I want to get back in this podcast scene. I want to be back face to face with y'all, with my viewers, my supporters. Like I thoroughly enjoy all the support, love, comments, likes. Like y'all think I don't be reading these comment sections and interacting with y'all, dude? I do. Like I appreciate y'all a lot. But yeah, we're gonna hop right into my first segment here. We're gonna talk about my Grizzlies, the Memphis Grizzlies segment. And the Grizzlies just finished summer league, right? It's not much action right now. Summer is in the full effect for all 30 teams in the NBA, so it's not much news dropping. But 2 weeks ago, the Grizzlies concluded summer league, and they did finish so well. They did the Utah summer league, Jazz summer league, and of course, all 30 teams do the Las Vegas summer league. And the Grizzlies, I think they had a combined record from both summer leagues 3-8, 3-7. Don't quote me on that. But it is this: the Grizzlies did not really achieve much of the summer league, and it's a lot of narratives and it's a lot of things that we could point out from summer league, right? All right, we wanted a lot of Grizzlies fans anticipated that the Grizzlies was going to dominate this summer league because we had a lot of veteran players out there playing today in that summer league, and as well, we felt like that we had a better team going forward, and it really didn't pan out. All right, I'll be honest. This was a terrible put together roster for the Grizzlies summer league. Right, you really didn't have a big man. You didn't have a point guard for most of the summer league in both the Utah and the Las Vegas summer league, and it wasn't. You could tell that these guys really didn't much gel with each other, but there is still a lot to take out of it. I want to go through individual of the main star players from the summer league to talk about them and how what I saw from them, what we could take away, and what we can go forward from that. Right. And like I said, the Grizzlies, they didn't have major success, but I do feel like it's some stuff that we can take from there. All right, if we want to go with individual players, let's go ahead and go jump right into it. The big player, the big guy, the big name that we've had in this summer league was Jalen Wills, right? The rookie, well, he's no longer a rookie now; he's going to his second year. The guy that worked his way up from this past season to become a starter, a certified starter. He was in rookie of the year conversations this past year. Played in this summer league, and honestly, he didn't, right? Because this is a kid who's basically proven himself, all right? He worked out the mud as a second rounder, found himself inserted and stamped as a starter, and he played helpful, great minutes for the Grizzlies this past offseason. I mean, this past year. And he honestly didn't have to play summer league, but this guy wants to get better, y'all. He wants to get better, and he wants to know, and wants the front office and the coaches to know, like, hey, I'm here for this. Like, I want any type of reps that I can get. And when we looked at his summer league, and when I looked at him as this past summer league, I think he did a good job in playing in his role. And I made a video about that a few weeks ago talking about Jalen Wells playing in his role. All right, I think we've become accustomed to Taylor Jenkins coaching this team, ladies and gentlemen, in which Taylor Jenkins, we all knew when the summer come and he has his second year players or third year players, he's trying to add something to their back, in which it does help them develop a better and much mature game. But at the same time, it takes them away from what they're really good at, and you are displacing him from their strengths. All right, and I use this as an example. Former Grizzlies Desmond Bain, Grizzlies player Desmond Bain. D Bain has always been known as a 40% 3-point shooter, right? He is such a stealthy and great shooter. His second summer league, Taylor Jenkins challenged Desmond Bain to play point guard, in which he increases ball handling activity that summer league. And furthermore, he increases ball handling activity going on further in his career. This season, this past season with Desmond Bain was more point guard than a shooting guard, right? You have your technically, in a way, the franchise best 3-point shooter that the Grizzlies have ever had. He was taken away from doing his strengths of shooting threes for facilitating for others, in which he was not, that's not his strength. Grizzlies fans can attest to that. Desmond Bain had a bunch of turnovers, and it showed as well that his strengths wasn't ball handling and creating for others. Yes, he can dribble the ball a little bit, but that's not his forte. His forte is being in the corner or having these shots, those threes available, widely available. And I think Grizzlies fans seeing the success that Jalen Wills had this past year, they felt like his projection is to another leap, to be a player that's going to drop 20 plus points for the Grizzlies and become a star. But that's just not the case. I don't envision that with Jalen Wills. It could happen. If it happens, it happens. But Jalen Wells, I guarantee you, will have a very long, lengthy career just by being a star in his role. And that's what he's really going to do for the Grizzlies. Be a star in his role, playing great defense, shooting threes. And then if you want to expand his game, shoot the mid-range shots. And that's what I saw from him this past summer league, right? I saw him have a lot more shots opportunities. It was behind the 3-point line. He picked up defenders 72 feet. I love the defensive intensity. And I saw some mid range jump shots from Jalen Wills. And I felt like he had a pretty solid summer league. It wasn't just over the top, but it showed me, all right, he understands his role for this organization. And going forward, I know that I can trust and he's going to get better in his role and be that star. That is what we should anticipate from Jalen Wills. Not necessarily him becoming a star, but literally being a star in his role, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to go move along. I'll move along to our next player, Gigi Jackson. He's going on to his third year. This is his third summer league, and boy, Gigi, he still looks very impressive. He showed a glimpse of his athleticism. He showed a glimpse of his shot creativity. He showed a glimpse that he's still a teenager, ladies and gentlemen. G.G. Jackson is still the youngest player for this Grizzlies team, but yet he shows that, man, he with the right coach and with the right people around him, he still has potential to be one of the stars into this league, possibly being a star, right? Um, but as well, I did anticipate him to show a bit more than just his offense, right? We know that you can score anytime, GG, and not only that, it's we saw him simplify his game. Just do two dribbles to a pull up, two dribbles, use your strides to get to the basket, right? We saw some simplicity, but it's going to be more things that you need to do besides score the basketball to keep you on the court. We need rebounds. We need defensive intensity. We need you to be active and create for others. All right. It was some of the games in the summer league. GG had like 4 assists, which is almost groundbreaking a record, right? He reminds me in the way of like never swing the rock, Michael Porter Jr. But GG, we need you to go ahead and continue to develop, man. I think as well from what I saw this year from this summer league, and as well from this past season, I think GG is more set to be a four more than a three, right? I feel that he has the length and size to be a strong four, but now he really needs to gain more weight, and that's going to happen. He's nothing but a teenager. But GG, I think the four is more suited for you than the three. All right, and that's what I took from this past summer league. Moving on to another player, Cam Spencer. The man just got paid. He on a 4-year contract with the Grizzlies, and I felt like he had one of the most underrated summer league performances for the Grizzlies. I felt like he had the best summer league performance for the Grizzlies, right? And he just showed his tenacity and his desire to really want to be there on the court. This is a man who was ripping his court in the Utah Jazz Summer League, the first game for some reason. He's over here picking up technical fouls and flagrant fouls in the Summer League. He's taking this serious. And he is a guy that I want on the court for the Grizzlies, right? In a way, we essentially replaced him to be our shooter from Luke Kennard. We let Luke walk, and now we have Cam Spencer. And I'm so ready to see him on the court because he is fearless. He's not afraid to shoot up 10 3-point shots. If he makes it, he makes it. And guess what? When he's hot, he's hot. He can make those shots. With Luke Kennard, we know that he was always at times scared to shoot the ball. You're a 3-point shooter. Cam Spencer is fearless. Not only that, we saw him in a way, he was majority the point guard for the Grizzlies Summer League. He played point guard and ball handling duties, and I think he did a really good job. He showed, like I said, tenacity on the defensive end as well, just on the offensive end, creating for others. Like I'm ecstatic for Cam Spencer. I felt like he did played a hell of a good role this past summer league. Like I'm happy for Cam Spencer to be on the Grizzlies team. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next player, Jamal Mayshak, my boy. I honestly had no anticipation for Mayshak to really be on this team, right? I know the Grizzlies drafted him with the last pick, but I didn't anticipate for him to really work this hard to really solidify himself as a two-way. Some people feel like he needs to be stamped and be on a regular standard contract for the Grizzlies, but I feel like the two-way will be suffice, and he is going to have a long career, ladies and gentlemen. Like just work with him. Like this man is a hard worker. He don't want to see nobody score. All right. Hell, one game he fouled out and he had 10 fouls. All right. Like he's going to make sure you're going to feel him. All right. No pause. But he is a hard worker, right? Defensively, he's nasty. He's going to play 72 feet of defense. He's going to go for the strips. He's going to go for the blocks. He's going to make the hustling plays. And you need guys like this. He said he grew up watching and admiring Tony Allen, right? The Grizzlies need grit and grind players like this. That last game, I think second to last game, Meshack even displayed some of his offense. Him being able to shoot the threes and just being a pest on the defensive end is going to pay a long way. He knows where his strengths are at and what's going to get him on the court. And Meshack, boy, I'm proud of you, man. Like you really have convinced me. Like you real deal eventually will be a NBA player. You stash him down there with the South Haven hustle, the Memphis hustle. You keep working with him. The coaches keep working with him. You potentially have another Lou Dort player down the line, for real. Like if you go back and look at Lou Dort from his rookie and sophomore years, all he could do was play defense, ladies and gentlemen. But the offensive game came along, right? Meshack, I definitely can see that with you. I'm proud of you. Keep working hard. Moving further along, we got another player, Javon Small, right? I think he only played 3 summer league games this summer league. I know he was dealing with an injury, but man, that last summer league game, if you look at those clips, he looked like a certain player that already plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. Highly active, energy type player. And I wish he really did play because, like I said, the Grizzlies lacked a point guard for most of the summer league. But when Small played, he controlled the traffic, right? I think Javon Small is going to make an impact for this team down the line, right? He's on a two-way. But I was very impressed by his work ethic, his ability to get to the rim, his way to be a pest on the defensive end and providing and setting up his teammates for others. I see Small, like I said, further along, you just stash these guys. Like Kleiman has done a great job in the second round finding these gems, right? Just take the time and allow them to develop with the hustle. Not everyone is ready to make that jump and impact for the Grizzlies already. It's okay to put those guys in with the hustle and develop within a year or two. They will become something then. And then just some quick pointers as well of other players that play for the hustle. I mean, for the summer league this past few weeks. Zion Pulling, man, I was pretty much disappointed with you, man. I know that he was dealing with injuries. He dealt with an injury this past year, and he couldn't really come back. His confidence looked like it was shot as well. They had him playing out of position. He was as well dribbling the ball and helping with the ball handling duties. It didn't look fluent for the kid, man. I hate that happened. Armando Baycott, yo, I thought this was your opportunity. This was your opportunity to make it to the big team, but he just flat out plundered, right? The Grizzlies, we know we are our front court is right now is down the drain with injuries. I thought Armando Baycott would have shown his work from the hustle. This was his opportunity to display and showcase how he can make it to the Grizzlies main team. It didn't happen. Like he was not rebounding the ball. He didn't show much from me offensively. I guess you just gonna spend some more time down there with the hustle or with another G League team. But I forgot to mention the Grizzlies did sign another guy, PJ Hall from the Hornets, who had a spectacular summer league. He hyper athletic, a nice big, and we knew we needed another big. Kleiman always, my boy Sane said this. He said Kleiman always get another guy from another person summer league team, another team summer league team. I think that they're going to be fine. I mean, PJ Hall is going to be a great pickup. Like this man is physical. He's very athletic. He was averaging like nearly 14 rebounds this past summer league. Man, that was spectacular. I'm happy for him. And like now I think we're what I think I don't know for sure right now if Meshack has signed his two-way spot. I know we have one two-way spot left. Most likely 9 times out of 10 is definitely going to Meshack. But like I said, the Grizzlies summer league, you have to take summer league with a grain of salt, whether have people play good or not, right? It's been stars, it's been players who play great in the summer league, but they don't show up in the regular season. It's been players and stars who haven't played good at all in the summer league, and yet they turn out to be a top player in the NBA. So I understand that we're desperate and we're deprived of basketball for the summer, but take summer league with a grain of salt. And yeah, those are my thoughts about it. All right, we're moving on to our second segment around the association. We're going to talk NBA talk for the rest of the 29 teams. And this topic I want to talk about is buyouts, right? Because this summer has been a nothing but a summer of buyouts in terms of actual talent and teams acquiring talent from the buyout market, right? And we're going to do big names. I'm going to do big names. And I got on my list right now. Of course, Bradley Beal, DeAndre Ayton, Damian Lillard, Jordan Clarkson, and then we got Marcus Smart. Two of these guys are going to Los Angeles. The Lakers. Bradley Beal is going to the Clippers. So I guess three of them guys are going to LA. Dame is reuniting back with Portland. Clarkson went up there to New York. And man, the buyout market has been more active than ever. And I want to talk about the buyout market uh, specifically this year, right? Because it's bigger than ever. And a lot of fans get hyped and stuff because they get another player for cheap. I want y'all to understand this. 9 times out of 10, most of the times when teams buy out a player contract, that player is, in a way, I would say, damaged goods, right? It most of the times these players are on lucrative contracts who get bought out, right? So teams have a heavy investment in these guys. They don't put heavy investments on people on players if they're not good. Now you're buying these people out for a reason because their production doesn't match what their contract is equal to. So when these guys are getting bought out, I understand we think and look at their old stats like, oh dang, if he could tap back to this self and on this team because he's in a better situation, it will happen. He'll elevate this team like we'll be back. Like I said, 9 times out of 10 it won't happen. All right, we look at the Lakers standpoint. They bring in Aiton, they bring in Smart. All right, the Lakers desperately needed a center, so I mean that is an upgrade. But we know about DeAndre Ayton. What is his motive? Right, he has motive issues. Does he actually really want to be out there on the court? Is he going to be hungry? Is he going to play physical? Right? Is JJ Redick going to tolerate him? Is he going to fit well with Luka Doncic? It's a lot of questions there. And Marcus Smart, I got a lot of talk for Marcus Smart because guess what? He just played with my Grizzlies. This is a guy who hasn't been healthy within the past 2 years, right? He comes to training camp out of shape. Is he going to wake up and be disciplined? Is he miraculously going to be healthy because he's on the opposite side of the mountain now? He's making a decline due to his age. I mean, on paper, yes, that is a some great moves for the Lakers to pick up D. and Smart on a cheap contracts. But man, are we going to get the same production out of them from what we know? Guess what? Like 3, 4 years ago. I don't know. Bradley Beal, on the other hand, I think that's actually a pretty good steal for the Clippers, man. Because Bill, he wasn't wanted over there in Phoenix. And I know he dealt with injury and his production ain't necessarily has been the same. But when you look at the Clippers, though, for one, the Clippers are all I think of the Clippers as a 2K team, man. Like the 2K team, 2Ks after 2K, the Clippers always have an excellent team at the beginning of the year when everyone is healthy, right? They're stacked with talent all the way up from basically roster spot 1 all the way down to roster spot 12. But throughout the season, when the injuries pile up, you don't want to play with the Clippers because you don't know. Hell, back in the day, you don't know if CP3 gonna be playing. You don't know if BG gonna be playing. Like now, you don't know if Kawhi gonna be playing. But like I said, I think this is actually a pretty decent move for the Clippers. Bradley Beal doesn't have to give you 25 a game. You're not expecting B Bill to be a 25-point player for the Clippers. You have so many options there. You have Zubac who can provide a steady, solid force in scoring inside the paint, night in and night out. When Kawhi plays, Kawhi plays. If he's healthy, he's giving you 20 plus a game. Same thing with Harden. If he plays, he's giving you 20 plus a game. They just acquired John Collins. Not only that, re-signing and bringing back Chris Paul. Chris Paul has 2 pick and roll mates. This is the pick and roll king. You think Blake Griffin was athletic? Have y'all not seen how many bodies John Collins have got within his tenure in the NBA? Chris Paul could bring Live City with John Collins, but with Bill, all you have to do is make mid-range jump shots, like and show up. All right. I think that's another thing too. Like you between Kawhi and Bill, you need one of them on the court at least half of the time, right? You get this night off. They gotta really explain to each other. Hey, you get this night off. I can get this night off, so we can coast and get to this playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. Like, but man, for the Clippers to snag up Bill, I think that's pretty good, and I think that'd be fun to play with on 2K. Damian Lillard reuniting back with Portland. It is. I'm so happy that Damian's went back. People forget, right? People forget. This all season was it 2023. Damian Lillard really didn't want to leave Portland, right? And this is the narrative. Not all star. This is a narrative that a lot of fans got to understand. Not all stars are going to win championships. It's ironic I say that because Damian Lillard has that old commercial talking to the stars, talking about who didn't win a championship. I think was it Karl Malone. Unfortunately, is in there. Barry Sanders and some more folks. And look at him now. I think most likely he's not going to win a championship, but I'm happy that he's reunited back to Portland because like be where you're wanted, right? It didn't work out with the Bucks. He really didn't want to go there to the Bucks. He wanted to go to Miami originally. And the Bucks really did take look what they just did. They bought him out after he tore his Achilles. Like his production from this past season wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad at all. He was an all-star. But at the same time, though, like this is a man who was literally playing on a calf strain for y'all, and y'all just going to go ahead. And not only that, he rushed back with a blood clot. He rushed back on the court with a blood clot, and you wave him. Go where you want it. Portland, they gave him a nice little bag too, on top of him getting paid and getting stretched from the Bucks. But go where he wants it. And it's crazy now. When you think about that trade, when Portland and the Bucks did that trade for Damian Lillard, Drew Holiday was a part of that trade to go to Portland, but he eventually went to Boston. Well, Drew's back on Portland. Looked like he's going to actually play for Portland. I think this both having Drew Holiday and Dame should be great leadership and mentorship for the team as well for Scoot Henderson. Because Scoot Henderson, he needs to come along, man. Like that proud Mary got a turn. Like Scoot I still have high confidence in Scoot. I'm happy that Dame is back over there. And then last one I want to talk about is Jordan Clarkson going to New York. That boy just fit for New York, right? He already got that New York appeal, especially with the style of him with the drip being fresh and everything. I think New York lacked bench production this past year. I mean, we know Jordan Clarkson. He's a streaky player, but he definitely gonna fit that New York vibe. I think he's gonna give me like some J.R. Smith energy off the bench, right? It's gonna be some games that Clarkson might come off the bench and drop 30, make 8 threes, type stuff, right? And I think that's a pretty decent pickup because man, Brunson between the the Knicks starting five, we knew that they played heavy minutes, right? They didn't get much production from the bench. You add Clarkson, Ubaselli is another guy that they added. I think he's a pretty solid piece. He since his Olympics run, man, Ubaselli has been reestablished himself back in the NBA. But I'm happy that Clarkson is there. I think like his production isn't really diminished. Like I don't think Clarkson is damaged goods, but at the same time, he's not that same Jordan Clarkson from the early Utah days, right? But I think that's a pretty solid pickup. All right, we're swinging on to the last section of what's cracking with Zay, man. And I told y'all at the beginning that I had a surprise for y'all for my third segment, right? And if you did take a guess in the comment section, I appreciate that. But now let's go ahead to reveal it. So for the people who actually really know me, I'm an avid. I'm a huge sneakerhead, right? I have hundreds and hundreds of shoes, and I mean from different brands, different collections. I don't just rock one specific brand. Like I have multiple Nikes, I have Jordans, I have New Balance, I have Adidas, I have Reebok, and the list goes on and on. And I have so many shoes, man. I really want to display it with y'all in the entire world. Like it connects with the NBA. We look with different players around the league. They're signed with so many different brands. They're able to really show off their personality with shoes with different colorways, meaningfulness behind it. I want to drop another video on top of this video displaying one of my shoes from my shoe collection. If you do enjoy, be sure to like it, man. Let me know as well, like what shoe really got you really involved in the NBA. Like it is one shoe that just stuck out and it's like, man, this is a nice shoe. I'm seeing all the players wearing it. I gotta have it. Or if it's a shoe that you felt that's very comfortable that you had back in the day playing ball, let me know, man. But like this is going to be a topic that I'm going to include in every one of my what's cracking videos, podcasts, man. Like the shoe segment. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Thanks. The first shoes I want to display with what's cracking with Zay is these New Balances, the 2002 R. And yo, these are my first ever pair of New Balances. They caught my eye when I went on a trip to Chicago with this Dream Sherbert colorway. I haven't worn them yet, but when I did try them on, man, they are an extremely uncomfortable shoe. I plan on adding more New Balances to my collection. You can rock it with streetwear and even an office fit. The 2002 R gets a stamp of approval in my books. But yeah, that wraps up the first episode of what's cracking with Zay, man. Like I deeply enjoyed this. Like I said, it's been a minute since I did the podcast thing, man. Seeing y'all face to face and talk actual basketball without just me making the clips. I talk basketball all the time. Y'all know I make my videos and whatnot. But doing the face to face, man, it seems a lot more personal and it's coming from my heart. All right. And I say again, man, if you really do enjoy this type of content, be sure to hit that like button, share with others, man, and give me input, man. Like I want to get better at this. Like I'm a content creator, right? I'm always seeking to reach higher and higher goals. I appreciate the love and support. It's your boy Zay. I'm out.